the Sweaty and the Farmer and the Game Design, where we have multiverse, time-type, magic, flavor, fake hoas. Oh my god, that was hard to say. You will see yourself dying at least 500 times guaranteed. This is episode number 54, the Multibox Prestige. I am the London Gamer as the Sweaty.
And I am Lucho the Farmer. Thanks for joining us on this episode. This week we decipher the exotic chaos surrounding the RPG world.
Oh my god, are we gonna actually decipher it?
Yes. Everything.
Yeah, actually do the thing? Alright, but first, before we go any further into the content and into our little words and into our opinions, the disclaimer: remember the discussion here is based on our opinions and our own in-game experiences. Is colored by our eyes, is made by your tastes in games and life and woman and juices and
men,
milkshakes and men and everything else. So if we're wrong or we say anything that you don't like it, or if you don't think our opinion is the correct one, you can always tell us in the comment section below. If you're watching us on YouTube or listening us on YouTube, you can listen YouTube too. You don't have to watch it necessarily. Or if you can send us an email to our email account. Or you can write us down on Twitter or with our handlers. Or you can pass by my stream and complain about it. Whatever makes you happy, whatever floats your boat. So without further ado, what do we have in the deep dive this week? We have, is buying exotics the right answer in Destiny 2 Beyond Light? We have update on the latest Warframe Devstream. And finally, how multiboxing affects the World of Warcraft economy and how these kind of practices affect the economy of games in general. So, my dear Lucho.
So now we know something that we didn't know before.
What? That it is?
It was like it wasn't clear until a couple of days ago how
will Destiny
2 were gonna handle the whole. We're vaulting a lot of content. And with that vaulting, they're vaulting a lot of exotics.
Yeah.
That can be acquired only by like doing things in that content, in that vaulted content.
Yep.
And now we have an answer.
Yes.
For that, and the answer is Destiny 2 players are gonna have a vendor, basically.
Yeah.
Where they will be able to buy the exotics. And apparently, you're gonna use a bunch of materials.
Yep.
Like the materials that you use for the usual upgrades.
Correct.
It's gonna require a lot of those. And more than likely, you're gonna require to use exotic cipher, which was an item that they introduced this last
season, yeah.
Yeah, so this exotic cipher, and the only thing that is not 100% clear right now, like, yeah, it's probably gonna be a resource sink, that's fine.
Yep.
The thing that is not 100% clear is how are we gonna be able to obtain exotic ciphers. One of the things that is mentioned is that you're gonna be able, like that Sur.
Yep.
The weekly vendor is gonna sell. I don't know if a weekly, but like from time to time, is gonna sell a quest.
Yeah. That gives you an exotic cipher.
Access to a quest line that is gonna give you a quest line. We don't know how often that is gonna be available in Sur. I don't know if it's gonna be like in a rotation, once a month, once every 2 weeks, weekly. We have no idea.
Yeah.
And aside from that, apparently there is gonna be something like some ciphers on the season pass.
Yes, of course. Yeah, last season we had that. We had one cipher.
We had one.
Yep.
The question is, like the season pass again has like a free version and a paid version.
Yep.
Is it only gonna be available on the free version? Is it only gonna be available on the paid version?
I'm pretty sure that last season it was on the free side.
Yeah, Last season it wasn't the free. I know that.
Yeah.
That's not the question. The question is now that people are gonna want to
More
get
ciphers.
more
Yeah.
ciphers.
I think it's only.
I
I think it's only fair to put it on the free side of it.
Yeah, but again, it's.
We don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. We don't know.
I mean, it's not like, again, like the fact that we have a paid version of the season pass.
Yeah.
It exists because it reduces, like, it gives you more resources.
Yeah, more
the grind
more
of the
rewards.
game.
Yeah, correct.
And in that sense, it's not out of the table to have exotic ciphers there. Because it's like, it'll feel bad, but it'll be completely in line of the idea that the paid version of the season pass is just for it's just giving you more materials.
Yep.
More quickly.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
That's all. So it is possible. It will feel awful. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Because there's that super rare material that you just obtain like some of the most quote unquote awesome things in the game.
Yeah.
But on the logic that's the reason why the pay season pass exists. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
People also still don't know if they're just gonna sell it for silver. I think is the
the premium
currency.
Yeah, silver.
That's still like Bungie hasn't said no.
That's the other thing. It's like, oh my god. Because technically that will put you straight into the territory of you can buy power in the game, and that's not that it's not a good look. It's not bad.
I mean, I would like it.
You will like it? You would like to buy power in the game? Like for money?
I would like to hide on Destiny because I want to have the exotics, but I don't want to grind them.
Ah, yeah.
Like not my opinion. like not what I think is the best for the game.
Yeah.
But like in my personal position.
It's like I want to complete the exotic collection. Just let me straight away buy and be done with it.
Yeah, exactly. I like in my personal position that I am a player with some Jesus extra income that I can just waste.
Yeah, just to have because personally, that is the main reason why we do the activities and why we do the things that we do in Destiny. Yeah. It's like we want the exotic, complete the exotic collection. We're pretty close to it. Like we both are pretty close to it. We're missing like season exclusive exotics, like a couple of season exclusive exotics and
the raid exotics that are not like that you have to farm in the raids.
Correct. Yeah.
That are not 100%.
And that's all we're missing.
How you say to me? Like, to me, just me.
Just let me buy it for silver, Bungie. I'll give you my money.
I don't care. I don't want to play. I don't want to grind for this.
Yeah.
Would it be bad for the game? Yes.
Yes. Absolutely. We both agree on that. Is this like, well, I don't know. Destiny is in such a unique position because they're gonna vault a bunch of content. But is this the correct answer to just bring those content exclusive rewards? That's
the real question.
Yeah.
And that's what's really worrying about it's difficult because they don't know what are they gonna do with the vaulted content.
Correct.
They said that they're gonna rehash it, but they don't know how long that is gonna take.
Yeah, they say that they're gonna rebuild like big part why they're vaulting all this content is one, they feel the game is too bloated. Second, they're kind of shifting gears to a more manageable free, because now that they're independent and they went free to play, quote unquote free to play, because they still sell expansions and passes and everything else.
The game is not really free to play.
Yeah. That's why I say quote unquote free to play. Now that they shift to that model, they are independent and they're the publisher, they're realizing that they cannot keep up delivering as much content that they used to deliver while maintaining the quality of Destiny, right? Because I believe that if Destiny was more less inclined to the cinematic and polish standard that they say the franchise for themselves, they will have probably a easier time making content. That's my opinion.
These are excuses.
Yeah, that's my opinion. But anyway,
like the things that I don't like about the game are fundamental things in the game.
Yeah,
like I don't care that much about the cinematics.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, so my point is, like, they're making this shift so they have a more manageable development cycle and production lines and that sort of stuff for the size that Bungie is now, right? And for the money that they have now, and for the fact that they're independent, right? That is the reason for the move. So I imagine that the plan is, like, they remove all this content, they will have a more streamlined, manageable, agile game in their hands with removed content, and they can respond more to patches quickly, they can fix more things easier, etc. Which is the hope, right? We're not guaranteeing any of this. That's what they're telling us, that is the reason why they're bolting all the content. Anyway, and then they're gonna take...
None of that, for example, has anything to do with the balance of the game.
I know, right? No, that I'm not talking about balance. I'm talking about, like, content and developer stuff.
Nah.
Anyways, so, and they're gonna take those vaulted, take that vaulted content and kind of like repolishing, and then introduce it later in seasons forward. We do strongly disagree with the Destiny people in shrinking the game, like in shrinking the content in the game. But
content that we paid for, by the way.
Yeah, stuff that we pay for. But there is nothing that we can do about it. It's their decision to make.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that we can do about it is not buy the new expansions and just not play the game.
Yeah. And then the question is, should all these exotic and that stuff, that all the rewards that are tied to those locations stay in those locations, and then you just have to wait for the next time the location comes around?
It depends. Okay, that's the answer is it depends. If they give us a clear answer of this whole rotation thing, sure.
We probably won't be needing this style of vendor or anything like that.
Yeah, so what this vendor is telling us is that they have no idea what they're gonna do with it all.
Correct, with the old content. And yeah.
they don't know they don't know how long it's gonna take to basically remake the content.
Correct.
So I don't think they're gonna go back and polish. It seems like they just don't want to deal with it anymore.
Correct. So
that's the message. If they wanted, if they had a clear plan going ahead, they will say, okay, we're gonna rotate the content every 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, whatever they want, and it's gonna stay up for a couple of months, and that's the window that you'll have to grind the thing. Fair. Then I don't care that it stays.
Yeah.
But this news of the vendor is basically telling you we have no freaking idea.
Yeah. Because we suspected, I feel like the exotic vendor was necessary for season exclusive exotics.
Again, but
because they didn't have any plan for how to. I think that's the main problem, right? The main problem is they introduce all this content and time content and exclusive content for whatever activity or thing you're doing that season, but they have no idea how to bring it back.
Yeah, but the solution is not a vendor.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the wrong solution.
Yeah. That is the easy solution, right? It's just like, I just put whatever old thing we do in the vendor and that's it. Like, the content is there, the rewards are there. You're gonna finish your your exotic collection, you have the option to go to the vendor and grind for whatever the vendor needs. And
no, like for example, like in my opinion, the right thing to will be okay. Like all these season thingies, they have had stories behind them.
Yep.
That you cannot play in game anymore.
Yeah.
So for example, in my opinion, the right thing to do will be okay. Just craft a quest line.
Yep.
That walks you through the stories.
Yeah.
And that at the end it gives you one of the season exclusive exotics, for example.
Yep. Yeah.
It will make sense because that exotic was for that season, and you're replaying
for that. Yeah, for that particular thing, and yeah.
Is that more work? 100%.
Yeah.
Will that feel better? Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes.
So it is all. Like I'm not opposed to vendor because I just said I just want to buy the exotic. I don't care.
Yep. Yes.
But that's me. That's not again. That's what I want. That doesn't mean.
Yeah.
That's the right move for the game.
Correct.
I feel like if the game want to move in a better direction, they should take these things in consideration. And people have complained about like the season story thing is not coming back.
Yeah.
I have complained that people can have no reason to play the original questline storyline of the game because there is no reason to it. You could tie exotics to like it's at the end of those.
Yeah, and I remember when we play, and this was the thing, right? When we play vanilla, the reward at the end of the storyline was the sunshot. You remember?
Yep.
And that was great. They should keep it like that. Like if you want the sunshot, go and do the vanilla storyline. That's where the exotic live, and yeah, they should keep it like. But I don't know, man.
You know what the problem is with that now?
That
with the free game, you don't have access to those quests. You have to buy them.
As a free player?
Yep.
No, as a free player, you had access to
all of them.
Yeah, you have access to Vanilla, Osiris, and missing one. Vanilla, Osiris, and the other mini expansion that was in the first year.
100% sure.
Yeah, I'm 100% sure you had access to all the year 1 content.
Okay, what about the year 2 content?
No, you had to buy Forsaken.
Okay, there you go.
Yes.
It is inconsistent across the game.
Yeah.
That's probably why they didn't do it.
And I insist they didn't have a plan. Like if the plan was all right, we go free to play. We give access to all year 1 content, and then at the end of that year we give the player access to all year 2 content. And if that's a cycle, that will be much clearer, and you can keep those rewards in those locations because eventually the player will have access to it, right? What effectively that is doing is like you have time gating on the expansions and the content of the expansions for a year.
Time gating a year, it's too much.
I know that time gating a year is too much. They probably will have to have a more dynamic, like at the end of the season, you will have
like any free-to-play game.
Like any free-to-play game, yes.
Whose content schedule is faster paced.
Yeah,
but like no free-to-play game works in like year-long rotations of content.
Yeah, all these kind of things. The only thing that shows like they were not prepared to go free-to-play. They had no plan going into it. I got the sensation that like we want to be like this distinct sensation that the Bungie leads were like, yeah, we're gonna go independent and that's gonna be better. And then they went independent. It was like, oh Jesus, we need a lot more money. we cannot maintain this game at this high level of quality. And now what we're gonna do? And then we'll go free to play and see what happens. And yeah, it doesn't give you any confidence. It looks like they don't plan ahead that much. That's the sensation that this kind of decision gives you. Like,
and did they even research The free-to-play market?
It looks like not.
That's the problem, and maybe they did. Like, we cannot say that.
Yeah, that is true. Maybe they did, but maybe
it is not showing in the decision that they're making.
Correct. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. So difficult. Like, I think, and it was the struggle of keeping Destiny 2 momentum, because for a company do that kind of paradigm shift, you will need time to adjust, right? And they were trying to keep Destiny going while trying to adjust to the new independent paradigm, and it was a mess. I think the best thing for Destiny to do will be draconic and just stop.
I don't think so. I think the best thing will be just to be more upfront with the players.
Yeah.
And tell them, okay, we're going to need a couple of months to figure this out.
Yeah, look, we don't know what we're doing.
In their side.
Yeah.
It's not about stopping.
Yeah.
It is not about like 100% stopping. It's just about telling your players, okay, it's going to slow down.
Yep.
Like, we're going to still try to, like, the whole balancing thing, like keeping the game alive.
Yeah.
But the new content is going to slow down while we figure what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you are 100% transparent with the player base, like, you will retain the core of that player base. They're like, okay,
absolutely,
we like the transparency, we get it. It's not like
we get it. We're gonna have patience, and yes, you're gonna see a downturn in players, but when you are ready to go back, all those players are coming back. Yeah.
Which is a Warframe thing.
Yes, correct.
People trust and they come at times and say, we don't. Yeah. Things are low. We're struggling with stuff.
Yeah. And everybody says,
like, sure.
Great. We will come back when there is content, and we will give you a big spike of traffic. We will enjoy the content, and then there you go. and then we will see you when you're ready next. And they keep that flow, right? They've been keeping that flow for years by now.
Yeah. That's why I think it's about communication.
Yeah.
And they fail at that because they never address any of these questions.
Yeah. They're not clear with the things. Like, they took them a long time to do a bunch of announcements that for the community were clear. Like, you when you're going to bold this, you should do this. If you're gonna do bold this, you should give us a guarantee.
I mean, not really. Like, okay, let's say that the community knows how to handle things. That's not true.
Well,
because the community are not game developers.
Yeah,
sometimes
that's true.
They don't know what they want.
Yeah, correct.
That's as bad as that sounds. Just sometimes you believe that you want something to handle in some way, but that might not be the right decision in the long term. So
yep,
that's hard to. We don't know. But I just wanted Bungie to come out and say, okay, these are the problems that we're gonna face.
Yeah.
We don't know how to face some of this. We don't have solutions for these questions now.
Yeah.
We are working on them.
Yeah.
And that's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I would have been happy with that because that signifies that they probably know all the problems. It's not that they're stupid.
Yeah.
They know the thing. No, it is like it is not about them not knowing the problem.
Yeah.
It's about them not wanting to show themselves weak.
Correct.
Because they don't have a solution.
Yeah.
And it's like that. No, that's what I want to see. I want them to come out and say, we don't know how to handle this right now.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out, and that's fine. Like, nobody has all the answers, man.
Yeah,
every single, and we're talking repeatedly here. Every single free-to-play / game model / has different condition, has different audience, has different expectation, has different systems that they have to figure out. And yeah, I think our big worry about Bungie and Destiny 2 was always the same, that that they were not being straightforward with the audience about how they are figuring out stuff, right? That's been the whole problem, right? That and all the problems that we're pointing out in Destiny 2 comes to that. Like, we hate the bounty system and its strife and it's terrible, and they never address it till recently. And they say, we're working on it. They should have addressed it like, we're trying to figure out what to do with it because it's not the best flow, but for now we're gonna use it. If they have done that like a year ago, we will have a better opinion of Destiny. Like, they're trying to figure it out, blah, blah, blah. Like, with fundamental things like that.
It's easier to trust them. I don't know if I have a better opinion, but it's
it
all about
easier.
consumer trust.
Yeah, exactly. And now that they're in the free-to-play market, quote-unquote free-to-play market, they have to increase that trust to the player base because they depend 100% from that now.
I mean,
right?
at least from experience, the most successful free-to-play games are a little bit more transparent.
Yeah, and I will give you a straight example of now I'm playing Genshin Impact, right? Even that company, which is a gacha company, they only wants to make money, are more straightforward than Bungie. Right? There's a big resin problem in the forums. Like a week or 2 weeks after the game come out, they address it. They say, yes, we know that it's a problem. We're figuring it out. This is our solution for now. For now, we're getting more data. We'll give more solution in the future, right? Even a company that only wants money, they're more straightforward because it's the rule of the free-to-play market. It's the rule of that when you depend on your players to keep directly of your players to keep the lights on, right?
Yep. No, even the. You my preferred flavor of gacha game. They have a monthly Q&A where people, I think on Discord, Reddit, and Twitter, they ask questions.
There you go.
And they release a monthly roadmap, which is a lot of communication. It's basically telling the players each month, ask us questions, and each month, okay, this is what's coming the next month.
Correct. Yeah.
It's a really fast turnaround of things, for sure, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah. But
that's what you get in the free-to-play market.
Correct.
You have to keep people engaged with, not only with the game, but like with the whole process calendar.
Yeah, and we going into this big expansion in days now, and we have and the community still have a bunch of questions. What's gonna happen with the transmog blah? What's gonna happen with the new prices right for the silver thing? What's gonna happen with the catalyst of the exotics that you're not gonna sell? What's gonna happen with certain things in the bank in those plans that are gonna go? And there's no answers.
That's a real problem.
Which is
that they
awful,
haven't even
man.
acknowledged.
Jesus.
That they haven't even acknowledged the problems. Like,
they didn't even acknowledge the problem. We for years, for a complete year, everybody's saying like, man, please stop with the bounties. Please, dude, change it a little bit. Put more quest lines. Do something different. Try something different. The requester system was great. Like I'm not gonna discredit Bungie for it. No, but it shows the lack of flexibility that the free market, not only flexibility but communication that the free-to-play market like wants from the product, right? Like you now, and I want to emphasize this. You now depend from the players 100%. You have no publisher backing you up that if the sales go down or something goes wrong, the money will still come because you have a publisher behind you, right? You 100% depend from the players and the money flows from them. So if that's the thing, you have to treat them as if they are your publisher. Right, you have to be 100% honest, super clear on what are you gonna do and what you try to do. But I feel like Bungie hasn't understand that.
Yeah, they're probably.
And yeah, they do post every week. Yes. And they say what they fix and we don't know. But you have to go beyond that. You have to go beyond light. you have to go beyond that point to be a lot more clear in addressing the concerns of the people who are keeping your lights on, right?
No, it's more like I feel like people expect. I don't know. You remember in Warframe Devstream when they took away trials?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That it was a super serious stream and everyone apologizing and like being very clear about the reasons of the decisions taken.
Yeah.
And Warframe, I mean, not all dev streams in Warframe are that, but when they have to
do something,
they just come forward and say, yeah, that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Or that was silly.
Yeah.
It feels like Bungie's missing those from time to time.
Yeah.
Those really serious, not streams, but like communication moments of saying, yeah, we acknowledge that was a mistake, or we acknowledge that is not working.
Yeah.
And then the solution that we are gonna take is this because of this and this and these reasons.
Yeah, correct.
And you may disagree with that. That's fair.
Yeah.
But there's just the fact that they're being upfront with their reasons.
You just have to respect them.
Yeah. It's just I mean you can disagree, but you cannot say that they're not being transparent with you.
Correct.
I guess that's what a lot of people are expecting, or they want to see more from Bungie, like more of that full-on transparency.
Yeah. So like overall, the problem of this vendor is not that the vendor exists or is gonna exist or is a bad or good idea. The problem is what it signals from Bungie, because the reason that they're not communicating clearly enough, we have to take this and then run with wild speculations of they didn't know what they were doing because they were not clear on the reasons, and now they're doing this, and that signals that they don't know what they're gonna do with all the content that they're gonna hold. And that's bad. You don't want that. You don't want to lose trust in your. And again, you don't want to lose trust in the people who are keeping your lights on.
I mean, also you don't want people speculating.
Yeah.
Those kind of.
Yeah, correct. And now, like, what's gonna happen with and now we have a bunch of questions like, you promise us a transmog option in the game, and we're not gonna have it for Beyond Light, and they say that it will come but not yet. You promise us the new and now the new forgot the word. Sorry guys. The new element thing, the stasis element is gonna come with a fully new, more RPG option, flexible kind of development stuff in it. And we, of course, and they're silly. They say, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna see if we're gonna put that system in the other elements, right? In the normal light elements. And of course the answer is yes. Like that system looks a lot more flexible. You will have a lot more options. Clearly it's going to be a lot more difficult to balance. But of course the community it wants to expect that. So why don't you tell it like, all right, we're going to test this, and if this works in this window of time, we're going to change the rest of the thing, right? That would be the sensible thing to do for Bungie, right? It's like we're not prepared to change the fundamental power system of the game right now because we have doubts about how the new system is going to fare. So we're going to test it here, and if it works, then we're going to change the rest of pairings in this window. But we don't know that. Like, it can be a year before they actually, and that's bad, right? If the system is successful, it could be a year before they change the rest of the system. Is going to be hopeful, because you're gonna have this dichotomy of like one super interesting system by the side of a super simplified system, and you're gonna be asking yourself, so why I will play the old thing if it's terrible? I want more of the new thing, which is the natural thing, and the system looks a lot more flexible, right? It's the same with the transmog. You promised us transmog. Where is the transmog? At least they say that now the transmog is gonna come from your collections, which was the big question that we all have, but they take months to answer it. Why? It is a simple question. It's a decision that you can have 3-4 meetings and take. It's like,
okay, no, that's not true.
All right,
that's not fair.
Why not?
Because sometimes those decisions are like is not that easy. Like if your game didn't have transmog, and now you say, okay, it's gonna have transmog.
Yeah.
The decision of how those are gonna work.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of decisions. It's not just saying, okay, I want it to work this way.
Yeah.
Is it that way? Like, is the engine gonna be able to handle it?
Yeah.
Do we have to couple things? Are appearances completely coupled to the items?
Yeah.
How much work in the back end is that? So the answer, like those answers are not easy to arrive.
Yeah, but it creates.
It's not. What I'm saying is that you made it sound like okay,
yeah,
it's just 2-3 meetings.
Yeah, fair.
That's
enough.
Not true.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like arriving to the right answer or to any answer, for that matter, is not easy for them.
Yeah, but at least if it's a big, like, as soon as you announce the transmog thing, it of course is gonna have that answer. Where is gonna come? How is gonna?
Yeah,
and the thing that you should do is like, we are still figuring out. In this window, we will tell you. We will tell you a month before the expansion or something like that. So we know that is not an answer that is never gonna be answered.
No, right? I mean, it's like the thing is, they made the decision, for example, for the transmog, of having the transmog thing.
Yeah.
They probably have a goal in mind with that.
Yeah.
That's the thing that they can be clear about. Like, we want to change this because of these reasons. The goal of the change is to achieve this in the game.
Yeah.
How are the details going to work for the system? We still don't know. We're still working them out. That's fine.
That's fine, yeah.
Because it's not like you made it sound like it's 2-3 meetings. And
yeah. I know. I mean, it creates a lot of anxiety not knowing that answer so close to the expansion, right? Like, the answer came like 2 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago, and that's too close for comfort for the expansion. You're gonna do an informed decision about it, right? And they give you the and it was almost half official where they give you, yes, it will come from your collections tab, but the system won't be available in Beyond Light. All right, yeah, but at least we have one answer. But it took them, in my opinion, too long to arrive to the answer.
Yes and no. My problem is not that it took them that long, because it's probably not an easy answer. It's not that easy to arrive to that answer.
Yeah.
Because we just don't know how the game works.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for me, the problem is not that. It's just that they went silent.
Yeah. Yeah, correct. Yeah, they went silent. Yeah.
It's it's fine. Like for me, it's fine if they don't have the answers. I don't expect them to have the answers.
Yeah.
It's not that easy. It's not that easy to arrive to some of those. We just don't know how the game works, like inside.
Yeah, correct.
To say what things are easy or not to implement. Things that may seem obvious and easy to implement from the outside. We don't know if that's true from the inside of the game.
Well,
we just done that. That's how.
Yeah, that is true.
Development is.
Yeah, but they should be more. I insist. They should be more clear for us to not have this kind of.
Also, I mean, to be fair, to a little bit fair, people panic too much.
Yeah. That is part 2. But again, they should be a lot more clear with the communication. That's the overall thing.
Like as long as they are clear that they are working on it, they don't have an answer. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
And you can say like, okay, we're working on it. We cannot make it work for this new release. It's fine. Those things happen.
Yeah.
Like making changes that are probably fundamental to how the game works. It's fine. That's difficult.
Yeah.
That I don't know. It's for me, it's more communication than just getting all the answer. And that's also something that they will learn slowly. Is what things should they announce and when should they announce the things?
Yeah. Even after all these years, like even Warframe had a tough time trying to figure out that one.
Yeah, because that's difficult.
Yeah.
It's for example why Blizzard tries not to announce things that they're not sure are gonna
Yeah, unless they're 200% sure that everything is correct, they will announce it.
And they made that mistake with Diablo Immortal.
Yep, correct.
And
they pay for it. Yeah, they pay for it.
Not only that, but like they are an experienced company and trying to keep things.
Yeah.
Trying to keep the cards close to your chest, not to ignite people hope. Because I've been in that position before with multiple games.
Correct.
That's why they don't announce many things.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's hard. Like it's hard, and it will take Bungie time to figure out what things should you announce, what things should you say. It's such a hard. Like you have to balance the clear communication
with creating hype.
But you cannot tell everything because
we don't tell everything. Yeah.
Because you may have good intentions with a lot of things, but you don't know, especially with Bungie's team size, if you're gonna be able to deliver all the things the way that you want.
Correct.
So you have to be a little bit more careful with the things that you say.
Yeah.
But poor Steve Sinclair knows that firsthand.
Anyway, talking about Warframe, our conclusion to this thing is like, it's cool that they have a vendor for the collectionistas us, but it signals it signals something different.
It just seems like a symptom of a bigger problem.
Correct.
That is that they don't really know what they're gonna do with the vaulted content.
Correct. Anyways,
that's what's worrying.
Yeah. Moving on to our next topic. Devstream of Warframe, talking about Warframe. So what we have in this Devstream, we have small changes for frames, right?
We have some changes for frames, some more new UI thingies, which we always appreciate.
Yeah, because Paulo is the savior of Warframe.
No, he's not, but
man, but that is a yes. Like my favorite. Like I remember when I got Nidus, that I thought that UI was fantastic, and like in general, right?
Okay.
And I was like, I want everything like that. He does such a good job in doing like in fixing these kind of problems of UI and coolness and stuff. And I don't know, he deserves some sort of award. Right?
I mean, he has a good eye for those things.
Yeah, he has a very good eye for those things. I think that's the thing. So we have apparently Chroma is gonna have a cycling elemental thing.
Yeah.
So that's interesting because normally it depends of the color of the frame energy.
Yep.
But are they gonna change it to you can just cycle through the elements?
Apparently.
That is super cool because that will give Chroma what will happen with Chroma is generally you build it for a specific element. So if you want a tanky Chroma for killing aliens, you build it around cold, which is the tank element of Chroma, and it will be super tank because cold will give you.
That's one of the versions.
It gives resistance and blah blah blah. If you wanna be support / damage increase, then you build it around fire because that's the one that gives, and etc, etc. And the fact that now you can cycle through all the elements will give like more flexibility to the actual frame and what it's supposed to represent, right? That he's the chroma. He has all the elements in him, and he's
although I like the gimmick of the energy color.
I feel like this is gonna make it like the playing much more dynamic and much more interesting in different situations, right? Like I don't care about that. That's not what I'm saying. Now will be kind of the elementalist frame.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying.
So you like the gimmick of the
it's an interesting idea that
fair enough. The energy
that the cosmetic choices have some influence in.
Right.
That's interesting.
Fair enough.
It is losing something that was unique to it.
Yeah, that is true.
That's really the only thing that I found interesting about chroma.
No.
Like, was it a powerful frame? Sure. But the defining thing of chroma is that you'll make a power decision, and that will influence a cosmetic decision, and the other way around.
Yeah.
That was unique.
Wasn't it the same with the Excalibur blade?
No?
Wasn't it something to do with the color of the blade that you get certain benefits?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yep.
All right. I thought it was something like that. Like the color of the energy of Excalibur had to do something with the thing of the blade. No? I'm crazy?
Yep.
Did I dream it?
Yep.
Alright, moving on. Ash now will have stacking naturally. You don't have to look around to put more stacks on one thing. Simply the thing that you're looking at will get more stacks automatically, which is great to make Ash ultimate much more interesting, much more easier to use, to be exact.
That one just is a quality of life change.
You have a buff to Cypher. Okay.
To Zephyr,
yeah. You have another buff to Atlas. Will the wall that you build will deal damage if enemies will go through it. Then you have a buff to Necros, to the ability that nobody uses on Necros, which is the Soul Punch. Now will insta kill enemies below 25% life, which is super interesting to do actually like a damaging Necros build.
That's interesting, but that's probably only gonna be useful for like high difficult content.
Yeah, high content, which is super interesting. And finally, Nidus, they finally give them team synergy because Nidus is all based in stacking this larva stack so he can reach his final form, which is super cool. But the bad thing is like if your teammates kill everything too fast, you will never get stacks, and then you get stuck in the normal form. And if it's a quick mission, you will never see the final Nidus form ever. Because your teammates will kill stuff so fast that you never will get, like, you get some stacks but not the ones required to reach your final form.
I mean, you still probably won't say it in short missions, to be fair, even with this change.
Yeah, but you will.
Just Nidus is not designed for.
Yeah, it's not designed for short mission. He's designed for long things.
Like these won't change. Like if you're doing a capture mission that takes a minute.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see Nidus ultimate form, because that's not how you play short missions. You play the short missions just
fast.
Just go to objective and leave the mission. Like I don't like people usually can complete those missions without killing anything. Like shooting at it. Like you may use a couple of skills once in a while and things will die.
Yeah.
But it's not, you're not actively going killing stuff in those type of missions.
Yeah.
So it just Nidus is not designed for that. That's fine.
I think it's another quality of life change will make Nidus a little bit easier to use for the missions that he's designed for, right?
It's gonna make it easier to use it properly in the environments where it thrives. So
Yep,
if
correct.
you're doing like endurance missions,
Yeah.
then you are gonna be fighting for kills, which is a good thing. That's all.
All right, we have a new augments for Garuda, Wisp, Revenant, and Gauss. Very interesting, cool things for builds. And then
We have a new frame that you didn't
we
mention.
have the new. Which one is the new frame? Davos.
The
Davos,
top.
right?
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So is the whip dude? Is him?
Is the whip good? What do you mean? Whip just means work in progress.
Ah, all right. I don't know what he does exactly.
I think he's based on like an alchemist.
Ah, this is the alchemist dude.
it
Ah,
has something
cool.
to do with throwing vials of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. This
They
is the
didn't
alchemist dude.
showcase any of his abilities or anything like that.
Did you say that they're working on it?
Yep.
Cool.
It is the first time that they show the rig in game.
Yeah, I remember this on one of the dev streams that we covered when in the
Yep.
TennoCon that we cover in the online TennoCon.
They mention it and they show some
concept art.
art, but this is the first in-game
rig
model.
that we see.
Yep.
Interesting.
Which
yeah.
usually when they show a new model in game, it means that in the next couple of weeks they're gonna show
Abilities
probably
and
next dev stream they'll show abilities,
Yeah.
or maybe next month, and then we'll see the release. So this is to be released soonish.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Imagine that his kid is gonna have to do something with mixing and matching his vials abilities to produce vials, or you think it's gonna be more simplistic, as just like you have an ability that shoots a certain type of vial and that's it.
It's gonna be interesting for sure how they realize this alchemist concept.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's gonna be like he's gonna have a kit, and then depending of the combinations of the kit, you can do X or Y. That will be super interesting, but I don't know how complex that is for the character design in Warframe.
That's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because they haven't mentioned anything of the ability, so we just don't know. They're
looking into cross-save and cross-play, which is interesting.
They have always.
They're still looking at it.
Steve has mentioned for years that they've been looking at least into cross-saving, which is something like the cross-play is challenging.
Correct. Yeah.
Because they have to. There are a lot of moving parts that they're.
Yeah, they have to consolidate servers and consolidate things with the console servers.
They don't have to consolidate servers.
Well, they have to do something in the like to connect the console player, because generally they have the platform in different servers, right?
Warframe is peer-to-peer.
Warframe is peer-to-peer. All right. So yeah, you're right. Warframe is peer-to-peer. So how will that work then?
Genshin is peer-to-peer.
Genshin is peer-to-peer.
And you have crossplay. It's not impossible to do.
Yeah.
You just have to talk to all the it can be done. That's not a problem. It's just that you need to strike deals with everyone for that to happen.
Yeah, all right. So
especially with the console.
It's a console thing.
You have to. Yeah, it's a console restriction thing. It's not that it's impossible to
and the other thing is like they probably have to have all this the same patch speed for all the platforms if they want to do that, right?
Maybe not. That's you could get away with some things.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. It's if they have to have that, that's it's really hard for them. So a crossplay, at least for Warframe, really difficult. But Steve has talked multiple times that cross save something that they're really interested in. That one has the same problem of the different patches, especially from PC to console.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
But Steve has mentioned multiple times that they're really interested in getting cross-save working.
Cool.
Because that will motivate a lot of people to play.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
It
breaks barriers. Like.
Yep.
Like.
So the cross-saving thing, it's been, at least Steve has mentioned it multiple times in the past.
Cool.
And they have said that they're working on cross-playing,
nice.
On cross-saving.
Warframe is coming to next-gen consoles.
Which, huge deal.
Huge.
But not only for the next-gen thing, but because it's going to be launch title for PS5.
Yes, really? They're planning to do launch title for PS5?
Yeah.
Nice.
The same happened, I think, for PS4.
Yeah.
Like Warframe was one of the few things that were working
on it.
On launch.
Well, that's very cool that they just get there first.
That's very cool. That made rounds around the.
Yeah, especially when a fresh launch of a console, like
there are not that many games to play.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when you get them hooked into Warframe in next-gen consoles.
Yep.
And the game looks
for
really
PS4.
good. So.
The same thing happens with Warframe and PS4.
Yeah.
And it is awesome that they're going to be able to do it for PS5.
Yeah. And the game looks like good in their particular aesthetic. It looks really good. So people are gonna think that is such an old game.
It is an old game, but it's one of the few games that keep
on the path,
pushing the technology boundaries.
Yeah.
And now they have full control over their engine.
Yeah. So
I mean, they have had it for a couple of years now, but it was not the case at the beginning.
Yep.
So now they also, I think, like 2 years ago, they decoupled some of the graphic aspects from NVIDIA technology.
Correct. Yeah.
So now a lot of their own rendering, like engine rendering.
Yeah, is their own.
It's programmed by their own. Yeah. So it works across everything.
So that makes them like easier for them to do this sort of stuff.
If not easier, at least they have full control of it.
Yeah.
And they don't have to wait for
certification, that sort of stuff.
Not for certification, but like for companies to launch like development packages and stuff.
Correct. Yeah.
Because they can just write their own thing.
Cool. More plays into Warframe is always nice. The Acolytes return inside the steel pad. Sorry, inside inside the steel pad. Now they put in bosses in the steel pad to give that side of the game more interesting things to do, which is super interesting. The Acolytes were always an event that was pursued for because of that doesn't happen anymore, but because of the exclusive mods that they drop.
No, also now the Acolyte mods are part of the steel pad rewards. Yeah, you can farm steel pad thingies, resources, money, currency. Yeah. And you can buy the Acolyte mods from Tension. So
it makes sense that now they're mini bosses and the steel pad.
Which is cool because those fights are cool and the Acolytes are always fun to fight.
Yeah, that is correct. And now they're gonna be a real fight inside the steel pad.
They're gonna be mini bosses in steel pad, which is really, really cool.
Really cool. Yeah, they're gonna be a very, very, very thrilling. Because I remember like when one of those. When we were starting to play Warframe, the Acolytes were on in some point and they were difficult to kill when we were like low level.
Yeah.
So it's going to be super interesting mini-boss fights. We have a bunch of updates for the Heart of Demos content, new puzzles.
No, but also now we'll have a steel pad daily.
We have this. Yeah. The other changes. Yes.
That's super cool because right now steel pad is just
a thing that if you want to do. Yeah,
but now with dailies, that's really gonna incentivize people to
engage with it.
To play still,
yeah,
which I think is cool. I like dailies.
You like dailies. We all like dailies. I like dailies too.
I mean, it is. Warframe's a game of routine.
Yeah.
Like when you log in, you have your routine, and dailies, like steel path dailies, are something to adapt to that routine. Yeah. So it's fine. I like it.
Yep, I do agree with that. I like it too. It's gonna be interesting.
Yep.
Especially with the added difficulty, it's gonna be super interesting. Anyway, so new things for the Heart of Demons, new kit guns, new infested kit guns, new weapons, new arcanes. Conservation changes, which is the capturing
how
animals.
To get fluffs.
Cycle changes.
The whole Deimos, Heart of Deimos thing is just the usual maintenance after a couple of months that any of the of the open worlds gets.
Yep. And we have a new weapon. Finally, we have a new Warframe.
Yes.
And with the new Warframe stance, which is super cool. And we have a big grenade launcher.
That looks
big weapon. That looks amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah. That looks super amazing. And
awesome.
then in the Lucho side, we're gonna have matchmaking improvements,
which it was sorely needed.
Yeah. And we're gonna have boss fights for the Railjack in the new progress, and a new location for the Railjack will look super interesting, which is Neptune. It looks super
Railjack
cool.
needs love.
Railjack needs love. And it looks like the concept looks super. The screenshot that it showed looks super cool. And of course, we have cosmetic stuff with the new Gara skin.
The look skin, yeah.
It looks super cool, man. It looks like a glass wisp.
It looks like a glass bug.
And that is it. Warframe is keeping good pace, good things. Man, they're good developers. You see, Bungie? That's what they do. That's how you treat your players.
I mean, this is not the stream. This stream is not the one that shows that.
Yeah, but still.
But if you dig into those, I mean, they are always very upfront of the things that are working or not working in the game.
Yeah, correct. So yeah, very cool.
Like, for example, things like Railjack needs work in it.
Yeah.
They know it. They have been upfront about it.
It's a super fun concept. It's super interesting. It's super cool.
Fun to play.
Yeah, it's super fun to play too. But it needs a little bit more love.
It needs more love, and
they know it.
Steve had said it.
Yeah.
It still only has one faction.
Yeah.
Everyone is waiting for their factions to get the Railjack love.
Yeah. Anyways, Warframe is great. Play this game. You won't regret it.
Absolutely.
All right, for a final topic, we cannot stop talking about World of Warcraft, apparently, in our podcast. So it's not our fault that they're an interesting game. It's not our fault that they're an interesting company to analyze, right?
I will never apologize for talking about Blizzard. Nor World of Warcraft.
Anyway, so they announced recently that they're gonna attack multiboxing, but they're not gonna ban people for it. They're gonna ban the software to make multiboxing.
No.
No, what?
They're not banning multibox.
Yeah, they're not. That's where it was going. They're not gonna ban multiboxing. They're gonna ban the software that makes easier to multibox.
Yes.
Yeah. So there is a replication software where you can send one keystroke to multiple WoW accounts. So that way you can control a lot of WoW accounts with one keyboard and mouse, because all those signals are going to be they're being replicated, and that's the software that they're attacking. The replication, the multiple signal software.
Yeah, the input broadcasting thing is the thing that they're banning.
Correct. But that effectively, and they're gonna pursue that software as they pursue the cheating software, which they with updates and that sort of stuff. That's the idea. Yep. So basically, they're making multiboxing almost impossible, or like insanely difficult to do, because if you're gonna multibox now, you will need like, I don't know, 6 keyboards, 5 keyboards, something like that.
Not really.
Or a bot program or something like that.
No, you can remap. You can remap every account to different keys on the same keyboard.
But
you can remap all the things.
You can remap all. Do you think multiboxing is not going away?
Probably not. It's gonna be reduced. Sure.
It's gonna be reduced. So
it's
you
not
don't think
gonna go away.
It's not gonna 100% go away with this.
No.
But at least it's a step forward into a good thing, because the whole thing about multiboxing is like it affects the economy of the game a lot.
Yeah.
So it creates inflation. It depreciates some of the jobs of the gathering jobs and that sort of stuff. It depreciates gold in the game because of the symptom of creating inflation, because it creates a lot of extra materials that should not exist, and then the people who like normally farm them and put it into sell, they get in the hit for the depreciation of these people, of this person who has like 8 characters just farming the same resource and is super efficient about it, and that kind of depreciate the economy overall. That's the impact that multiboxing has. It has a big impact in the way the economy functions inside the game.
It does, but I mean, it doesn't really create inflation in the game. Like the inflation in the economy happens for other reasons, but it does reduce the prices for gathering material.
Yeah.
That for sure happens. The inflation thing, that's a harder.
You don't think this contributes to the inflation inside the World of Warcraft? No, the excess. No. Because you're generally a lot of more money like this, right? You're injecting a lot of gold, especially if you're multiboxing and farming gold, like raw farming gold.
That's not really a thing.
No,
it's not time efficient. If you're gonna multibox, you're gonna sell shit on the auction house.
Yeah,
not
but the thing
by doing raw farming. Farming.
So there's so much. So, anyways, it affects the economy in a very real sense.
Yeah,
right? And it affects.
It lowers the prices of all the material.
Yeah. And it affects the everyday dude who just wants to like farm some stuff, put it in the market, and get some gold back so he can maintain his account.
Yeah.
But because this causes the prices of everything to be so low, it's very difficult for the everyday yo to sell effectively stuff.
It's very difficult for casual players.
Yeah.
To make gold out of gathering profession.
Yeah.
And it actually makes it harder for everyone else to make gold out of all professions. Yeah. Because for the most part, even if you have crafters, it is rare. I mean, the people who are really making gold out of crafting professions are usually like just crafting stuff and just like buying materials from the auction house.
Correct.
And crafting and selling at a profit.
Yeah, correct.
That's really what happens. It's rare for people to do everything. like gathering and craft.
Yeah.
Because it is just a lot of time invested.
Correct.
So with lower crafting materials come lower prices for consumable. Which means that it's less profitable for crafters to craft stuff.
Okay.
So what we're gonna start seeing once the bans start flying around, we're gonna see an increase in prices of all consumables.
But it's gonna be easier to make money for the gatherer.
It's gonna be for everyone actually.
Yeah.
Not only for the gatherer, also for the craft.
Which will balance the increased prices, right?
Which should help balance.
Yeah. To make
but we should definitely see an increase in consumable price. And that's gonna help.
This like
that's gonna be more important in Shadowlands than now.
All right. Why do you say that?
Because of how crafting is gonna work in Shadowlands, that you're gonna need.
Yeah, you're talking about the legendaries kind of things. Yeah,
that you're gonna need crafting things to upgrade legendaries from across professions.
Yeah, from all professions. Yeah.
And since basically everything that is crafted is gonna become more expensive.
Yeah.
That's gonna affect. Like you're gonna feel those prices more in Shadowlands when you will wanna buy more stuff. From crafting profession than just your basic consumer.
But look, so the question is it good or bad for the game? I think it's good for the game, right? It's super good for the game.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that's what's gonna happen.
Is it good for the economy of the game? I think yes. Like well, the question is like, what's gonna happen in medium-sized servers? But we do. It's like there is one thing that I don't quite understand. I'm not good in markets. Like if I ever do a game, I have markets and trading and that sort of stuff. I'm probably gonna go and hire a dude who knows about market and stuff. So maybe I'm gonna say wrong things here, but that's what I'm saying. So my question is my question here is it is healthy for the market. It is gonna make easier for the crafters and the gatherers to make money, but in small servers is it gonna be bad because of lack of demand or offered or something like that? Because as I understand, we are in the realm that we play. We are two servers in one, right?
Yeah.
So and we share the same action in the two servers as one?
We are for all effects and purposes. We are one server.
We are one server. All right.
We're one world altogether.
All right. So how that will affect us in that? We're gonna see like more increased prices, or we're gonna see. But we're gonna do more money from our professions, right? We're gonna see a more dynamic action house where you stuff actually like kind of sells majority of the time.
So all those questions depend. Are we gonna see increased prices in consumables? Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Is it gonna be easier to make gold? It depends. How much time did you invest in your professions?
Okay.
That's
and this definitely is going to be a lot more healthy for a lot of professions and gatherers.
Yeah, right? No, like is the game economy gonna be healthier with this change? Yes, of course, because now people won't be discouraged to engage with the gathering and crafting profession.
Yeah.
Because right now it feels like if you're not multiboxing, it is not worth your time.
Doing gathering.
Because you have to do anything.
All right, fair enough. Yeah.
Nor gathering, nor crafting.
Okay.
Because it's too much effort to
for too little reward.
Produce the volume that you need to produce to be competitive.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So right now people are by the market itself are discouraged of both gather and both craft. because you just need to invest too much time. If you're not multiboxing, it's too much effort to do it. It's not that you cannot do it and you cannot make gold.
Yeah.
If you do it at a normal rate, you will make some gold, but it won't be. You won't be incentivized by it.
All right.
With this change, the hope is that since you're not competing anymore with these big multiboxers that are producing absurd amounts of materials, it's gonna be profitable for you to just go and do quote unquote normal farming, like resource farming.
Yeah.
And get some gold out of that, like a reasonable amount of gold.
Yeah.
So I hope is that this change will move people into engaging more with both gathering and crafting. Is that gonna make the economy healthier? Yeah, because you're gonna have more people selling, like a bigger diversity of people selling things in the auction house than maybe just a couple of names that you usually see selling potions, or the same couple of people selling mats.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's gonna be healthier. Cool. But the prices are gonna go up comparable to right now. It's not our thing. It's just
a thing that's gonna happen. Yeah. but I think was the right moment to do it because of the importance of crafting in Shadowlands.
It's probably not the right moment to do it. That's probably a reason why they're doing it.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, because Shadowlands has a big emphasis on those crafting.
Yeah,
crafting legendary
not only
things.
Shadowlands, but the power progression in the game, like for the expansion, relies on the legendary farming and legendary upgrading.
And the legendary crafting.
And they made it so that it is closely tied to profession.
Yep, correct.
So if they want this whole, like it will be, if they don't do anything about multiboxing and you just have a couple of people dominating the market, it will feel like they have control over your power progress.
Yep. Yeah.
So in order, like as a prerequisite for the whole legendary system to be successful, they needed to do something about it. That doesn't mean that by this change the legendary system is going to be successful, but it won't feel successful if they didn't change multibox.
Correct. I agree with all that.
So it was just a prerequisite. If they wanted legendary crafting and all the legendary upgrading system to feel good, they needed to address multiboxing.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a much healthier economy. It's gonna be interesting for the people who like, because at the end of the day, I saw that same things. Like, really, my gathering profession are not giving me that gold. Is better for me in terms of time investment to just raw farm gold, which is what I end up doing at the end of BFA.
Yeah.
But now the professions are going to be more reasonable to actually invest more in
for you.
More of it.
Again, that was the case for you because of the amount of time that you played.
Yep.
If you played more and you invested more time, like the more time you invest in professions, the more profitable they are.
No, fair enough. But this is going to make profession more profitable, like overall.
Yes, overall.
Yeah, cool, nice.
But what you just explained is just an effect of how you play the game.
All right, fair enough.
By the amount of time that you invest in the game, it was more efficient for you to roll gold farm than auction house.
Do you know if any other game has this problem with multiboxing?
Not that I'm aware. But I don't know. I haven't heard of anything like that in Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
But just for professions in Final Fantasy works in a completely different way. So the whole multi-auction thing seems to be unlikely to happen because of all the leveling up and
stuff like the type of
It is just expensive to level up gathering profession.
Correct. Yes. In 14, yes.
In 14, yeah.
Yeah.
Like not gathering, but like all professions are expensive to level up in 14.
Correct.
Like expensive in both in-game money and time.
Yeah, you're correct.
So if you're gonna multi-box, you need to spend a lot of time into leveling up just professions.
Yeah.
So it's probably discouraged on itself by the way that the system works.
Yeah, I would say the same for Elder Scrolls, because you need to spend a lot of time like getting all the pieces of the profession and maintaining that one profession, and it eats into your passive points, right?
Okay.
So you have to be a crafter / gatherer. You need to invest in your actual points, so you're changing power for crafting stuff. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah. So then that's the reason why you don't have multiboxing, because unless you're like 100% have a bunch of accounts with that kind of investment, then you cannot progress in the game because you're lacking of power. But I'm not sure about ESO, but I will imagine that that's the reason why I haven't seen it.
I haven't heard multi-boxing in 14. I know of other problems with the market, but not multi-boxing.
Yeah. Correct. So yeah, it's pretty unique. It's pretty interesting.
It's something pretty unique to WoW.
Yeah.
But it's also I get why it happened, because professions are, I don't want to say that they're tag along the game, but there's definitely a side activity in the game.
Yeah, correct.
They're definitely not the main
thing that you.
The main thing, but it can make but if you pour your time into it, you can make a lot of gold.
Yep.
So yeah, I see why it happened in WoW. Everyone is really happy that they're finally
addressing it.
taking a crack at it.
Yeah, finally, because it was a big.
It was a big problem.
It was a big problem. Complaint.
You would see 10 boom kims.
Yeah.
Farming herbs in Nazjatar all the time.
And then you kill them and it would be the best because you find them, then you kill them for your PvP.
They were not that easy to kill, because fighting 10 things at once, like
it is difficult. Yeah. But sometimes you take them.
They're still max level characters, and
sometimes you take them by surprise and.
if you could, but if you couldn't, they'll still all hit. Like you'll have 10 characters.
Yeah.
Hitting you in the face, and they hit.
But it was like really obvious and really bad, and like if you were trying
awful.
you were trying to find something, and then you see the horde coming in, the whole bunch of players coming in, farming, and then moving on, and you're like, what happened?
And they will deplete the nodes.
Yeah, super fast.
Basically, they will leave nothing for anyone else to.
Yeah, they're like a locus of materials, basically.
That's the real problem. That for Gyros, they were just a plague. Like.
Yeah, and we're finally addressing the plague, finally. And not directly, right? Because it's funny, because it's not directly. It's not like they're banning multiboxing. It's just like because they don't want to lose the accounts and the money that those accounts represent, but they just make it super difficult to do multiboxing efficiently.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. Sometimes, most of the time, you don't have to attack the problem on itself. You just need to make things really inconvenient to.
Yep.
And people will stop doing it just because it is a pain in the ass.
It's super inconvenient. Yes, correct.
And that's what they're doing with the input broadcasting.
Basically,
banning.
Yeah.
Multiboxer is still fine, but then now doing it for the guy ring is.
Yeah, it's super
such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, correct.
Why would you do it? It's nice. I like it. Everyone's super happy.
Yeah, it's a good move.
Like,
thank you, Blizzard. Yeah.
and like it's fine. Like if you go to the forums and read like the response to it, you'll find the occasional people, but I like multiboxing, and everyone's like,
what?
Coming down on them.
It's because you do it. That's why you like it. Basically. But yeah, great move for Warcraft, and keeping their economy healthy when the next expansion is gonna have a very punctuation, like a very important focus on it with the crafting and everything is really important. And that's it for our deep dive today. We move now to our audience questions and feedback. Remember, if you want to ask us anything here on the stream, you can write it down to our email accounts, to leave a comment on YouTube. We'll check it out. If you're watching us on YouTube, write tweets at our Twitter handlers. You can pass by my stream, leave the question there. You can communicate any way, shape, or form that you want, so we can answer your burning questions. So the first question of today is, which gacha game will you recommend?
None.
I will agree with that. They're a trap.
There are gacha games that I enjoy.
Yeah, I've been very happy playing Genshin Impact, man. Don't get me wrong, but will I recommend it?
I wouldn't make up blind recommendations of the ones that I play.
Yeah.
Just because they're gachas, and if I don't know the person, I don't know how susceptible they are to fall into
the trappings of gacha.
Into a trap.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't make a blind recommendation for a gacha game.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, we will not recommend any gacha game unless we know who you are.
I mean, we can talk about the game.
Yeah, we can talk today. Yeah, for sure. But like recommended it, like
not an endorsement.
Like as we do with Warframe, no.
Yeah, that's no.
Yeah. I know. And the second question is, does every RPG/sandbox games require PvP?
Yes.
Yes? You say yes?
Yes.
It does require PvP. PvP is good? You like it?
PvP is fun.
All right. So it does require you. That's your answer. Will you put PvP in Genshin Impact?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Also, Genshin is not an RPG.
I know. I'm giving you an absurd example. But so would you want to have PvP in, I don't know, Cyberpunk 2077?
If I cared about that game, yeah, sure.
So you are for PvP in RPGs in general?
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
World PvP in WoW is fun.
It's fine. It's fun, yeah.
It's
to
fun.
Do it and
it's like a lot of fun. Like go with a group
fighting
of
random
people.
dudes. Yeah.
It's fun. And you
people.
have all these skirmishes in the middle of the world of.
Yeah.
It's fun. What's wrong with that?
Fair enough. So the answer is not that they require it necessarily, but they're fun things to do. Even if they create controversies about like balance and stuff, and
you just throw away the balance.
Doesn't matter. Just like let people nuke people, but they give
it's
the
just
option.
Fun.
The important thing is like you have to give people the option to do it. You don't have to force them into PvP. I think that's the thing. If you're gonna throw away the balance,
just force them. Fun.
Just force them. You just have to do it.
Like EVE Online.
Like EVE Online? Alright, fair enough.
Just you have to do it.
Yeah.
You can decide to do it, hide in your base forever, but
fair enough.
But you cannot like if you go out, you cannot avoid it.
Avoid it, yeah, that is true. Well, that's interesting.
I find that idea interesting. Which was kind of the same thing as like playing like in vanilla, playing in a PvP server.
Okay,
it's just there, like just part
you
of
cannot
the thing.
avoid it. It's gonna be.
I don't know, like in WoW, playing with world mode and just opting into world PvP.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's exciting.
Yeah. You're right. It brings that level of excitement of you don't know what's gonna happen. You're gonna find somebody and maybe he's good or bad. You don't know. Maybe he's gonna nuke you or you're gonna nuke him. Maybe he's gonna come bring friends and nuke you back.
and it becomes a whole battlefield. It's
all right. Fair enough. I
like that. It's fun.
Cool. All right, my friend, and that is that is all.
That's all for this week's episode. Once again, thanks for tuning in into a Sweaty, the Farmer, and the Game Design. My name is Lucho, and you can find me on Twitter at LuisGPolanco.
And I am the Lone Name Gamer, and you can find me on Twitter at the Lone Name Gamer, and on Twitch on twitch.tv/LoneNameGamerTV, where I stream Mondays to Fridays. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, tell your friend, tell your dog, tell your grandmother, tell all your family that you're watching or listening to this amazing podcast about two dudes who just talk weird stuff on the internet about games and gives their opinion to the world, and they're cool and they make you laugh or not, or they're wrong, but you still have to hear it for yourself. Do everything that you can do to share the content with the world. We love you so much for it, and thanks for coming to the Sweaty, the Farmer, and the Game Design. See you next time. Bye. And did you know the feijoa fruit is mainly eaten fresh? However, due to the short season, sometimes around autumn, feijoas are often used in cooking and are preserved, like a jam. It's not only the feijoa fruit that is edible. You can also eat the flower petals, which I've eaten, and they're very cool. With a sweet and musky taste, they make a great addition to salads. I love the feijoas. I think it's weird because I like the feijoas flowers because of that reason. They're saying that they don't bloom that often, that they don't give fruit that often. So, but they're always flowers on the plant, so you eat the flowers and they're tasty. Yeah.
I see.
Yes.
Feijoas is like taking the elements of strawberry, guava, and pineapple and mixing them together. They smell pleasantly sweet and flowery. To eat feijoa, just cut it in half, and scoop out the inside creamy white flesh. A little bit of brownish color is fine to eat.
Nice. Feijoa is a very interesting fruit. I will say that.
I really like it.
You really like, especially for the fact that you can eat the flowers. The flowers is really tasty. That sounds weird. Like, oh yeah, you can eat the flower. The flower is tasty. Fruit is too, but the flower is the thing to do, right?
No,
is
the
there
fruit is the thing.
The fruit is the thing. Is there any flower that you can eat that comes from the fruit? Feijoa.